Greetings of peace from Peace Vigil. Today we want to ask you a question. Do you know the whole story behind Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's murder? We all know who killed him, of course, Nathuram Godse. The killer of Mahatma Gandhi was a supporter of the fascist philosophy called Hindutva, which has nothing to do with Hinduism. The word Hindutva is actually less than 100 years old and was coined by Vinayak Savarkar, a leader of Hindu Mahasabha and the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS. Savarkar decided to define Hinduism, a religion that is thousands of years old, and basically declared that his definition is the only correct definition. With a narrow and intolerant attitude towards others, Savarkar also defined who a Hindu is. He tried to limit the identity of all those who consider themselves Hindu. A follower of Hindutva killed Gandhi. Certainly, it was an act of hate against a man who believed in diversity and coexistence. But what is the story leading up to his murder? As the great-grandson of Gandhi, the writer and activist Tushar Gandhi says, Godse was just the hitman. He pulled the trigger, true. But who are all the other characters in the ugly story of the killing of a man who inspired people across the globe, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Nelson Mandela? Tushar has spent years uncovering this story. You can find it in his book, Let's Kill Gandhi, a chronicle of his last days, the conspiracy, murder, investigation, and trial. We talked to Tushar at length about his research and his views on what is happening in India today. In this short excerpt, he talks about what we should consider when we talk of Gandhi's murder.
I realized that I couldn't have half knowledge. I would not be able to do justice to, because over the time, the questions started becoming more and more belligerent, and the accusations against him, I realized that they were being quite creative in, making accusations and things, and they were doing it in a very systematic manner, which was becoming more and more believable. And one of the bewilderments that I had was that all the biographies of Bapu that I read, even the film, Richard Attenborough's film, when you saw that, nobody talked about the failed attempts, how many failed attempts had happened on his life. Nobody talked about the attempt on the 20th, just 10 days before his murder. And even when they portrayed his murder, it felt as if, the murderer was there, fortunately armed, and he just saw that he had an opportunity and he pulled out his gun and shot him dead. And so the whole conspiracy was getting, sort of clouded over, and I also saw the tendency amongst the Gandhians, whenever we started talking about Bapu's murder, they would say, no, don't talk about his murder, talk about his life.